an uncle who works as a caretaker at the cemetery, and I once asked for a night watch with him. I was more interested not in the duty itself, but in the mysticism that could happen at the cemetery. I took everything I needed: a flashlight, my favorite knife, a camera, and, of course, 3 sandwiches. Duty didn't start until 7:30 p.m., but I came early and looked around. There were a lot of graves in the cemetery, both new and old, and even very old ones, for example, from the 1880s. But now the time has come and the duty has begun. At first everything was calm. My uncle and I went into the gatehouse and started playing cards. The gatehouse itself was small, square. There was almost nothing in it: some kind of old 2-tier bed, a table by the only window, and a small box. I fixed the camera outside near the window. Since the camera's lens was wide, she saw quite a lot. So, here we are sitting looking out the window and playing cards. It was already late, 22 hours. My uncle, like all the caretakers of that cemetery, went to bed, while I sat waiting for something like that. I don't remember how long I sat there. It seems until 23 o'clock. Nothing strange happened and I, saddened, decided to go to bed, lying awake for 10 minutes. Suddenly I hear a strange rustling somewhere near the entrance. Then there was a sound like something fell. I thought it was a camera and went outside. Indeed, the camera was lying on the ground, but I remember that I fixed it well. I'll take it with me to the house, I thought. I put the camera on the table and sat down next to it, but suddenly there was a rustle again, and after it there was a sound like someone was scratching at the door. I jumped up and locked it. It was still scratching the door, but after 10 seconds it tried to enter the house. I saw that the handle itself was going down and up. Apparently this angered him and he began to growl, but it was a very scary sound, similar to an ordinary burp, but very low and long. I was very scared. My uncle woke up and briefly told him everything. He believed me because he had heard the sound himself. We tried to see something from the window and it was some kind of black and tall silhouette. I took a flashlight and tried to shine it on him, and the ghost with terrible screams tried to get away from the light. When he left, I looked at what was on the camera and was horrified under the light of the moon. It was clear that this black silhouette was slowly approaching the camera and, when he came close, began to look with his terrible eyes directly into the lens. I couldn't stand it and turned it off. And my uncle and I decided to turn on the light outside the door and inside, and quietly slept until morning. I got up at 11 o'clock. My uncle got up earlier. I packed all my things and went home faster, but when I opened the door, I saw that it was all scratched. I wanted to go to the cemetery for more adrenaline.